Hell yeah! Oh, I received this email and it made me so happy. So happy. I cannot express how happy this makes me. Bretonia has not been forgotten. Oh. Hello everyone and welcome to Void Dwarf Studios, and this is Warhammer Wednesday. So, as I'm making a little break from Age of Sigmar, we are going to talk about the old world, because there's been a wonderful little revelation, as you can clearly see. GW have shown a bit more of their development for the old world, and they're looking more into Bretonia, the Wood Elves, and High Elves, which is all kinds of awesome sauce. I mean, yeah, I'm so excited about this, including the fact that there's some interesting new coats of arms going on. For example, they specifically mention King Lewin Orc Slayer. Now, and also there are several lords for the different duchies that are different banners now. Musalon is the one that sticks out most in my mind, because that's a blue banner for Musalon, which for the longest time that I'm aware of, it's always been yellow with a fleur-de-lis, black and yellow. So this is interesting. There are possibilities based on the next bit I'm about to read. The orcs, the fact that the king is called King Lewin Orc Slayer, the fact that there is a bejesus numbers of orcs around the Pale Sister Mountains, where Couronne and Artois border each other, makes me wonder if this new edition of Warhammer is set during the time of the Three Emperors. Now, for those who aren't aware, the time of the Three Emperors in Warhammer Fantasy is a period of history where there were three potential successors to the throne of the Empire. And the Empire was having a massive civil war during this time. And roughly around this time, I'd have to triple check my Bretonian army book, but roughly around this time, there was an errantry war by the King Louis, who basically said that orcs are invading our realm, we need to get rid of them, I will call the First Errantry War. And knights of the realm and errant knights, predominantly errant knights, went off to go and fight, and it went well to begin with. They pushed all the orcs out of Bretonia, and then, well, it kind of went downhill from there, because they thought, well, we've pushed them this far, let's just kill all the orcs, and yeah, that didn't work very well, because I think it would take every single Warhammer race on the planet to exterminate the orcs completely, and even then, there's a really good chance the orcs are going to survive, just because of their spores, how they reproduce. It's practically impossible to get rid of the green blighters once they are turned up on your planet. But anyway, it also includes the fact that there are high elf enclaves. Now, Bretonia had a number of cities based around old high elf ruins, because roughly at the founding of Bretonia, it was about the end point of the War of the Beard, the massive, almost world-scale war, which was between the dwarves and the high elves, and the dwarves pushed the elves off of the old world. But apparently there are now some high elf cities, or enclaves. This is how they've described it. There are enclaves around Bretonia and around the sea itself. So I'm guessing these are more like outposts, because it would be very strange for the dwarves to allow the elves to make any kind of foothold, or the Bretonians for that matter. The Bretonians are a very prideful bunch, almost as prideful as high elves, so maybe they could get on. I don't know, maybe the Bretonians might like the elegance of the high elves. I don't know. Put a comment down below if you think the Bretonians and high elves could get on. And yeah, that's not including the fact that the wood elves, though not really talked about much, if I scroll up here, you will notice that there are two wood elf enclaves. One in the Forest of Arden, which is well known for having beastmen and all kinds of things around, so it kind of makes sense for Wood Elves to maybe have a small enclave there. And of course the Wood Elves in Athelloren. So yeah, this is very interesting. I am curious, very curious, but it is really, really nice to see that Warhammer haven't given up on Bretonia. And it gives me some hope that Bretonia will have an active part in the story going forward. Maybe not too active, because the Empire is kind of GW's poster child when it comes to Warhammer Fantasy, but we can live and hope, can't we? Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little Warhammer Fantasy episode. Let me know what you think down below. Which fantasy army are you looking forward to listening about next? And is there a fantasy army you want me to talk about? Put a little comment down below, and I hope to hear from you all soon. Until then, take care everyone.